Companies can categorize fixed costs into two different types. The first one is going to be committed fixed cost. A committed fixed cost is something where managers are locked into those fixed costs. In the short term, they cannot change those fixed costs. An example would be something like management would have entered into a lease agreement for their retail space. Once you've signed the lease agreement, you got to wait till the lease agreement expires. Those are committed fixed costs. They cannot be changed in the short term. The other type of fixed cost is a discretionary fixed cost. Discretionary fixed costs are fixed costs that can be changed annually. Examples are things like how much a company contributes to a charitable organization, or how much a company would spend on their advertising costs. Those are fixed costs. However, those can typically be changed in the short term. So again, committed fixed costs are fixed costs that cannot be changed in the short term, and discretionary fixed costs are fixed costs that can be changed in the short term. Next, let's take a look at the key characteristics of mixed cost. What is a mixed cost? A mixed cost is simply a combination of fixed and variable costs. So let's take a look at how these costs behave. Mixed costs, total mixed costs increase as volume increases. And because mixed costs are a combination of fixed and variable costs, we can create an equation that uses the combination of fixed and variable cost equations. Your total mixed cost equation is y equals Vx plus f, where y is your total cost, or rather total mixed cost, v is your variable cost per unit of activity, x is the volume of activity, and f is your fixed cost over a given period of time. We will use this cost equation to predict total cost at different volumes later on. Let's take a look at an example for mixed costs. We're going to take a look at the company called Zipcar, and the way Zipcar operates is that you pay an annual membership of $50, and whenever you want to rent a car, you pay $7 per hour, and you can use it to run your groceries or errands and return the car. They're a nationwide company. I know they have a presence in Dallas at UTD, and their costs are what we call mixed costs. Let's see how these costs behave. So we will have volume and cost. Let's see, if we rent our car for 1 hour, how much is it going to cost? You're going to have to pay a $50 annual membership plus $7 for hours. So your cost is going to be 50 plus 7, which is $57. Let's say that you rent a car for 3 hours. What's your cost going to be? It's going to be 3 times $7 an hour, which is your variable cost portion, plus $50 annual membership. So 3 times 7 is 21, plus 50, that's $71. So it's a combination, it's a mixed cost. It's a combination of fixed, which is 50, plus $7 an hour, which is a variable cost. Let's see, what if you rent your car for 10 hours? You will pay $120, which is 7 times 10, $70, plus $50, which comes up to $120. We can use our cost equation, y equals Vx plus f, to predict our total cost at different volumes. So y would be the cost, f would be your fixed cost, which would be the $50 annual membership, v would be your variable cost per unit, which is your $7 per hour, and x would be your volume. Let's plot our mixed cost graph. You will have your y-axis, your x-axis, and our data points. And what would our mixed cost graph look like? Our mixed cost graph would start at our fixed cost point. So it would start at $50. Why would it start at $50? What if you did not rent a car at all during the year, but you still paid your annual membership? So your volume is 0. You would still have to pay that $50 membership. And then we find another point. Let's say we'll find at 10 hours, our total cost we said was about $120. And then we would draw a straight line through that point. That line represents your total mixed costs. Your fixed cost portion of this line is here, and the balance is your variable cost. Also, the slope of this line is your variable cost per unit. It represents your $7 that we were paying per hour.